Practically speaking, vengeance rarely brings the catharsis we hope for. Yeah. Are we ready?
Hey everybody, what's up? I have a new camera and mic set up, so I'm hoping that for some reason, only ever when we do certain reviews that my face turns blotchy and Mike's is fine until halfway through. I'm hoping this helps with the issue. We'll see. Either that or it's internet connection, which shouldn't happen because I have a gig internet. So, all right. Mike, got the synopsis?
Okay, so Birds of Prey and the fantabulous emancipation of one Harley Quinn. Summing up this movie is pretty easy. Harley and the Joker broke up, and the story is about basically Harley's new status quo. Now that she's broken up with the Joker, she's a target to everyone, but especially Black Mask, Roman Sionis, who is, he's a bad guy. He wants to take over Gotham City. And so in order to stop him, Harley teams up with Black Canary, the Huntress, Renee Montoya, and sorta Cassandra Cain. But we'll get to that. We'll get to that down the road. For starters, Brock, give me your overall impressions.
I liked it. This may piss off a lot of people, but outside of some stuff in Red and Wonder Woman, this is the best fight scenes they've ever had in a DC movie. Like ever. Choreographed, camera-wise, they're awesome. It shocked me how good they were. I was blown away. They're not overly complicated. They're just shot well, and you can see what's going on, and it looks like the stuff hurts.
Oh yeah.
Holy crap.
Like the scene in the the warehouse where Harley picks up the bat for the first time. You felt every single one of those of those hits.
When she's got that guy up against that SUV and starts basically shattering his limbs, I was crunching and cowering in the theater.
I saw this movie twice. Both times I saw it, that scene, that's like the most uncomfortable I've been watching an action scene.
There was that, and then it wasn't an action scene, but when she breaks Roman Sionis's driver's legs in that club. Ow!
Yeah.
Holy crap. But yeah, it was well put together. The story was as plain and simple as you can be. I don't know if I liked it or not, but this might be the most in media reses I've seen in a film in my life. There were so many times where it was like, wait a minute, going back. It was kind of like without the montages, what they did in Into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah, I noticed that. By the way, both these movies have the same composer, Daniel Pemberton, whose music is just incredible.
Yeah, that cover of Black Betty and Hit Me With Your Best Shot were amazing. That slowed down, weird. I didn't know what song it was at first, and then but yeah, that's another thing. The music choices in here were awesome. Everything fit. It was great. But I didn't know what I was expecting in this movie. I really liked it. Plain simple.
Yeah, same. Enough that I saw this movie twice and just had a blast each time. Okay. I guess we should probably just talk about Harley Quinn and Margot Robbie was born to play this character. I'm just gonna say that.
She's awesome.
She now is in that same kind of comic book Hall of Fame as Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man, Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool, Christopher Reeves as Superman. You know, the list goes on.
Yeah, and she was a lot better as Harley in this movie, in my opinion. Like I should say, I felt like they nailed what they want Harley to be more in this movie.
Yeah.
And she seems more like the modern incarnations of Harley, where she's kind of a doofus. She's not dumb and like doesn't know what she's doing. Like she does. She just like has a whimsical attitude, and I like that more.
Are you watching the Harley Quinn animated series on DC Universe?
No, but I've seen the previews, and this looks like they just modeled her after that.
Yeah, like so this movie is basically the animated series, which also is heavily inspired by the Jimmy Palmiotti and Amanda Conner run of the comics, and it's so good. Like right now, it's just like the best time to be a Harley Quinn fan.
Mm-hmm.
Something else I liked about like just the structure of the film is that because Harley is such an unreliable narrator, you could basically write this whole movie off as non-canon. But also it still fits like very comfortably within like the DC extended universe.
Yeah, exactly. And I love more of, I want them to keep doing this. I don't care if the movies ever connect again. Ever. This movie was awesome just as a thing that happened.
Mm-hmm.
You don't get crap like this in Marvel anymore. Ever. There
like
was
this,
no chance of... Go ahead.
Like this type of movie feels more like reading an issue of just like a standalone comic than any of the Marvel movies have. Yeah. Because in like with comics, we as like longtime fans are aware that everything's in a shared universe, but it's not like every single book reminds you of that fact.
Exactly, they come together.
Because they all have their own styles, their own writers, artists, etc.
Yeah, and this felt more like you could tell that they had somebody different penning it. You could like the inks were from somebody different. You could tell, and how it was set up, how it was done, and it's like, and I have to come up with. I laughed before I forget this. I have to bring this scene up. I laughed till I almost pissed myself at a scene where I didn't think I was going to. I wasn't overly impressed with Zaz in this movie. I was shocked. I was okay when they finally showed the marks on his chest. I thought they were never going to. I just thought they were like, that guy's name could be Victor Zaz, but then they at least made him have the marks on his chest, so I was okay with that. When he gets tranked, or like when he gets shot by Huntress, and Harley is tranked, and she's sitting. I gotta change the camera view so you can see this. And she's, yeah, she's like just trying her hardest to participate. I was crying. I was dying laughing in that theater. Of like, that is the stupidest, most in character thing Harley would have ever done. I was. Oh my! It hurt. I was laughing so hard. Oh, and it came out of nowhere. I didn't expect that. And then, like, she's just finally getting her limbs back, and it's like, all right, I'm back. It was so good. You get Margot Robbie was having the time of her life.
The physical comedy in this movie is just stellar.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think I've seen a better drunk actor than Robbie in the bar when she first meets Dinah Lance.
Okay. And I gotta remember, was Leonardo the only thing that was better? Was Leonardo
DiCaprio in Wolf of Wall Street?
when he's doing the Lambo door, like you gotta fight hard to outdo him when he's trying to open that door.
That I knew we were on the same page with that.
Oh man, that was good. But yeah, and like when they meet in the bar, goes out and she's like trying to get out in the van and all that. Like, man, they knew so well what they wanted for these characters. Like there's one exception, and we'll get to it. You alluded to it, but man, their casting director deserves a round of applause because this movie.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it was so good. Man, I'm thinking of it. I can't get that damn stabbing scene out of my head. I haven't laughed that hard at a comic book movie in a long time. Oh man.
So something I didn't mention in my initial Letterboxd review. The first time I saw this movie, I didn't give Chris Messina as Victor Sass enough credit because I was a little too focused on McGregor as Black Mask, and I love Black Mask. Like he's giving like a performance at like 11, chewing like an 8-course meal of scenery. But Messina as Zass is he's only like 2 steps below Black Mask, but still like in his own right, he's fantastic.
He is in his own right. He is fantastic. I really did like the fact that they had Zaz in there. I partially want to say that I was blind for 3 seconds, but every time when they showed that Bert and Ellie scene, totally spaced Zaz was there.
He might have been there. Like, I don't know if he was there, but he was a part of like the montage when Renee Montoya is like, or someone is like describing.
Well, Huntress is describing that she got everyone on her list, and like showed us. I don't know if they just purposely didn't show that he was there when they showed her family getting taken out in the first place, just to be like, Zaz was there. But it's like, if he was there the first time, I didn't see him at all. For me, I thought he was good. I just wish he could have been 2 notches more, a little bit serial killer. Just a little bit.
Like a little more unhinged.
Yeah. Like there's moments where he's clearly ready. Like, I shouldn't say that. He cut dudes' faces off earlier in this movie, so I can't say he's not ready to do some weird stuff, because he does. But I just wish his personality was more I wish the guy was. It's hard to explain. I wish he was a little bit more not held together at certain points.
Okay. Yeah, no, I hear what you're saying.
Okay, and as far as Black Mask goes, I swear that McGregor was doing an impersonation of this too, because I couldn't put my finger on it. To me, it seemed like he was trying to do an OCD version, or an even more OCD version of Black Mask from Under the Red Hood.
I'm glad you mentioned that, because like at first you didn't really get his temper until things started going less his way, like as the film progressed.
Yeah. Speaking of things not going his way, oh my gosh, going back to these scenes, and things were just where they were not afraid to have things in this film go like, wow. When he blows up going off the dock, holy crap. I just thought he was going to go in the water and then poof. No, they had full-on spaghetti explosion of organs going off of the dock. Holy crap. And Huntress is like shooting people in the jugular. I wish he would have had his mask on more. I will say that.
Yeah, I also wish like the mask in general just looked better.
it looked like they were trying to do, going back to again, it looks like they were really hard set trying to get under the hood animated movie Black Mask. He was a little bit more effeminate in here than he was in the other ones. Like, I don't even know if effeminate's the right word. I don't know what it was. It was just Ewan McGregor being awesome. Let's just put it that way. He made him have his own personality. But yeah. One thing that was really cool, I didn't think I'd ever see him in a movie. Anyone that's a Supernatural fan, Rufus was the commissioner.
Oh.
Captain? Captain, the guy that took all the credit for what Montoya did. I was like, I'm sitting in a theater, like, I know that guy. I know him. And then it popped up like, oh yeah, that's Rufus from Supernatural. He was like one of the older guys that was friends with Bobby Singer, the older generation of hunters, but that was cool. There was a lot of just like every single person outside of, again, we'll get to the little few ones. This movie was just put together really well. Bruce, her hyena, was so good.
Yeah, Bruce, like, I hope eventually, like, she gets the other two hyenas from the comics.
I do too.
Also, Bernie the Beaver.
That was so weird. How that turned into a character to the point where it makes it the whole movie.
Mm-hmm.
And like her apartment being up there, the apartment even looked like it was from the teasers from the Harley Quinn cartoon or the DC All Access show. And man, they took all the best parts of what they tried to do with Suicide Squad, like the grievances list. When she's in that chair, we're just going on a tangent because you and me, I'll pretty much say, really like this movie.
Yeah.
The grievances list when she's in that thing with Sionis, where it goes, broke his driver's legs, has a vagina, and like all this, just going through all this stuff, and it goes for like a mile of all this stuff that's wrong.
My favorite is when that one mercenary is like blowing up the apartment. Name like question mark or like name like shrug emoji grievance. It's an eggplant.
The eggplant emoji into like the circle with the line through it. I was like, oh
like
no.
That and the sound effects that went along with it.
That was so good. Oh man, that was so subtle. And then all of a sudden your brain clicks and you're like, she little brain abominated that guy. I was like, oh no. Oh man, but yeah. There's just so much little, just like even the moment. Go ahead.
The opening animated sequence. You know how I am with animation, especially 2D animation. I think that's like the best way to open a film like this. Hello?
I'm here. Hold on. Hold on.
Sorry for you guys who are watching live.
I'm here. Hello. Something weird happened, and I don't know. My computer tried locking me out, and I'm not sure why. Go ahead.
Don't worry, we'll fix it in post.
Yeah, but you won't even see that happened.
Where was I? So yeah, this movie opens in probably like the best way possible with the 2D animated sequence that sets up the film and how Harley and Joker break up. Perfect. Just perfect.
And just how hard they tried to avoid showing any sign of how the Joker was portrayed in Suicide Squad. He looked so old school, but they weren't afraid to show Harley in the roller derby, little daddy's little monster get up, but they showed Joker like he was popped right out of the animated series in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
And then like you only saw the back of Jared Leto's head for about 2 seconds when she was picking him up out of the Ace Chemicals plant. I was like, you guys realized Harley was really good, but you messed up Joker. You get it. Good.
For the record, I didn't mind Jared Leto's Joker, but I understand that I'm in the minority.
I didn't mind Jared Leto's Joker. I minded some of the stupid crap they wrote him to do.
Yes.
But I think we'll both agree that that Joker would have been 1,000 times better if he didn't have damaged tattooed across his forehead. Tattoos are fine. I actually like that as a side note. But man, that one was a little on the head. It could have said, get it? I'm a comedian. Like, but anyway, yeah. They had a bunch of stuff mixed in, like the opening montage with the roller derby was really cool. They tried mixing in all these different versions of Harley that you wouldn't get to see, but then they just got them in. And the fact that there was a singular moment with Dinah where they're like, where they acknowledge that stuff is just happening. Okay, let it happen. Dinah openly goes, when did you change your shoes?
Yeah, that and Harley giving her the hair tie in the middle of the fight.
I'm like, hey, I have 2 sisters. I get that. I saw so many tweets that were like, they understand women. They would so do that. I was like, awesome. Because I don't know if you've all noticed, I don't need a hair tie. So I don't understand how important that is, but
I will probably need one someday.
Yeah.
But yeah, that little touches like that are great. And I honestly, it's really tough between this and Shazam, which third act in a DC film I like more. Because
yeah, man, you had the Shazam family.
Yeah.
It's
between the Shazam family and the Funhouse fight scene.
Oh man,
it's tough.
It was so good. Man, I wish they could have. I wish they could have. The only thing, this isn't a complaint. I just wish it would have been done a little differently. I wish they would have took a little bit more of the setup out, so they could have used more of Amusement Mile for that fight.
Yeah.
But I won't complain. They had a Funhouse fight, and it was awesome. Everybody got their times. Like, there was times where the camera didn't move, and they had the whole fight happening at once with like 8 different people. They had Montoya shooting at Funhouse mirrors because you didn't know where the people were. Freaking Huntress going across that. I don't even know what that thing was. Guys, I understand everybody, and I got so much flack for this when I said this to somebody, that the fight scenes in this are better than almost any DC movie that was ever made. And then they're like, well, hip-to-da, Dark Knight, hip-to-da, bit-to-da. I'm like, there's a difference in what I'm trying to say here. I love Christopher Nolan as well, but I bet if you asked him, even he would admit he doesn't know how to do fight scenes well.
Mm-hmm.
And also, they were cut. Or go ahead.
Well, you were probably going to say this, but the director of the John Wick movies, Chad Stahelski, was a second unit director for the action scenes, and it's very obvious that
it's very, very
like his fingerprints are all over not just the Funhouse scene, but like every single action scene.
Yes, and what you and me are getting at, I believe, mostly with Chad, is he hates, for what I've seen in interviews, cutaways. Finish the fight scene.
Yes.
that was on full display here. You can get that fight scene done in one cut if you know what the hell you're doing with the camera. And you don't need to hide it away. Use what you can for strengths. And like, again, all Harley Quinn had was a bat. And it was better than most fight scenes where the people have superpowers.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, but yeah, I'm trying to make sure that we don't miss anything that we should give them props for in this movie.
I have a positive that's going to kind of transition into a negative.
Okay.
Huntress. Everything about Huntress, like when she's on screen.
The crossbow killer.
I am not the crossbow killer.
I don't have anger issues. Ah! Go ahead.
Okay, so my positive about Huntress is now I'm not completely like 100% like familiar with her origin, but to my knowledge, it feels like they got it down pat. You know, her family is killed by an opposed family, killed by the mob. She's like the sole survivor. Trains in Italy, comes back to Gotham and is kicking ass. That seems, you know, par for the course.
Yeah, there's different parts of it that are a lot darker that involve a word that start with R that we don't need to talk about just purely to get at her dad. So bad stuff happens to her. We don't need to get into it. Huntress, like, I'm not a super nerd on everything she has, but I love her look. I love the crossbow and most stories that she's involved with the gang stuff. I like. It's a character that I adore. Mary Elizabeth Winstead is amazing. Correct me if I'm wrong. Wasn't she married to Ewan McGregor at one point?
Good question.
Thought she was. Thought that was a connection. I could be horrendously wrong.
But they have worked together on Fargo season 3.
Okay.
So that's probably what you're thinking of.
Yeah.
My only negative with Huntress though is that I just wanted more. Because I love Mary Elizabeth Winstead. Like in the fight scenes, she was just incredible, and that she didn't take herself seriously in the role made it even better.
She did. It showed very much that she's still getting the grips of what she is. She's not like she knows how to kill people, but she's not full on trying to be I'm a Cape Crusader type of thing. That was great. The fact that we just got to see her, I was so scared they weren't going to have her crossbow. I was so scared, but that was awesome. I was very okay with some people were pissy that she didn't have the horns. I'm like, it's the same reason Scarlet Witch didn't. It sometimes doesn't translate well. But they even had at the end, they had the jumper thing with the white stripe and the purple cross in like the domino mask. That I thought was really cool. Yeah, they got a lot of Black Canary in this movie. I just wish they would have split that a little bit more. Everybody was good. The Canary Cry.
Oh my God, the Canary Cry looked amazing.
It looked amazing, and I want to give credit to the CW because honestly, it wasn't far off from how they do it.
No,
it just had a little bit more budget to make it look a little bit nicer in the ripples. It was pretty much the same thing. The Canary Cry was awesome. Yeah, and I like how they're like, she doesn't try and do it a lot because she hasn't done it a lot, and it takes a lot out of her. So they made it a moment. I thought that was really cool. I didn't know if we were going to get that through the entire movie. I had no clue.
I figured we were going to see it at least once.
Yeah, and the going to the hideout. I'm trying to go through every positive here before we're going to negatives because negatives are really minor. The scene on the dock was really good. The fact that them shopping the shopping moment where she's like, I'm either going to make you shit that diamond out or I'm going to cut it out of your stomach. Which option do you want? Grabs she tapes her to the toilet. That was one of the most Harley Quinn things ever. Oh my gosh, that was so good. And then she's just like, kid, if that burrito doesn't make you eject that diamond,
I don't know what
nothing's
will.
going to. I don't know what will. Like, is there anything else? How long was this movie? It felt like I was barely in this movie.
It's it clocks in at 1 hour and 49 minutes.
It felt like it was a minute. It felt like it was an hour 10.
Yeah,
but
that's another thing. Like this movie moves.
oh, it cooks. It cooks right along. Yeah, I really liked it. The only real negative, I have two of them. One's really minor. I had two casting things in my head for Montoya. Not to say that the person who played Montoya was bad, but if it was young, I wanted Michelle Rodriguez.
Okay.
If it was older, and man, the more I watched the movie, I wish it would have happened. I wish it would have been Rosario Dawson.
Ooh, I like that.
I picture her face when I see whenever I see Montoya. It's just I can't unsee it because it hit me in the face when I was thinking about movies I'd seen recently, and it was Zombieland 2, and then that popped up, and I was like, wow, she would have been really good. But I get it; they were going for the old crotch that sounded like the '90s cop at all points, so they even rip on her for it.
Yeah, I love Rosie Perez. But I also understand like if some people think maybe she was a little too old for the part. I hate that's a criticism, but you know, it's at least just an observation.
She seemed to stick out because she was head and shoulders older than everybody else in that group.
Yeah.
That if you want to talk, and like moving on from that, because that was really minor. The only other one, and this more confuses me than irritates me, because it irritates me too, but it's like, why is Cassandra Cain in this movie?
Yes, let's talk about this.
Because for everyone who does not know, Cassandra Cain, the stopping block between Barb and Steph. She was introduced in No Man's Land. She's daughter of David Cain,
And Lady Shiva.
Not Lady Shiva, thank you. It is David Cain, right?
Yep.
Okay, and Lady Shiva. She doesn't even talk, not at first at least. She is totally mute, and it's a really cool thing about her because she learns to read people's body movements as like her way of communicating, and it makes her a stupidly insane good fighter. Like top of the bill, like top 10 DC, good fighter. And I would, and then like, and she's known for being more of an assassin than anything. And then like, she's not exactly like, she's not in, I can't think of a DC cartoon that she's in.
I think her Orphan.
She took up Orphan after Cain got killed, if I'm not mistaken, right? And then she was Black Bat for a little bit too, right?
Yeah. In the cartoons, Orphan is in. I think she gets like 10 seconds of screen time in the new season of Young Justice.
Okay, that makes sense. I'm not completely caught up on it, but like, if you're not a comic reader and dependent upon when you're a comic reader, you have no idea who Cassandra Cain is. If you know who Batgirl is, it's Barbara Gordon. And then you stick Cassandra Cain in this movie to be a young girl who's a pickpocket that couldn't fight her way out of a wet paper bag. The only thing I can come up with is they got an Asian actor and then they threw a dart at a wall and hit Cassandra Cain's name for who she could be in this movie. Like, I'm legit confused why she's in this movie.
I'll say this: the character that Ella J. Bosco, by the way, that's Rufio's niece.
Oh my gosh. Oh, wow. Holy crap. Also, correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't Dinah the girl from Jack?
Uh,
I could be wrong, but I think she is. My buddy in the theater said that that was the little girl from Jack.
it very well could be.
That's Rufio's niece. Oh my lord. That's the old that is the oldest I've felt in a long time.
Yeah, you're right.
It is?
That is Phoebe from Jack.
Wow. Okay, yeah, and like what you're getting at, the character she played was awesome. I have nothing against the character she played.
It's just
But
it's just that character either shouldn't have been named Cassandra Cain, or she shouldn't have had dialogue.
Thank you. And then there could have been moments where they're like, we're gonna get some fight scenes with, but like I can't do Harley Quinn. Like, and then she goes off, and then the next movie she's in, gigantic time skip. And then she just mentions one time she had fun with a clown. Like, I seriously think someone was. I seriously think this was a case of she got casted and then she was called Cassandra Cain.
That makes sense because otherwise, like, she bears little to no resemblance to the character.
And like, you're 100 miles ahead on me of being in depth with comics, bar none. Don't get confused when he says we're comic book readers. I am. Mike is miles ahead of me. If you're not do you as a comic book reader think someone's going to that movie because Cassandra Cain's in it and they don't read comics?
Oh, hell no.
Thank you.
Like, she's not the draw of this movie. I mean, let's be real. Nobody except for Harley Quinn is the draw of this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like no matter how big of a Birds of Prey fan you are, you're still getting a Harley Quinn movie first.
Yeah, you are. 100%. But let's say we took 20 people to a theater, posted the pictures. Okay, I take that back. Black Canary, not so much, because the look and skin color, obviously. Put them up on a wall and went, can you name who they are? A lot of people might nail Huntress.
Mm-hmm.
Montoya, because you're really used to seeing her as questioned without if she didn't have a face, like she wore the de-expression thing that Question wears, got a good chance. If Black Canary had some black leather and some lace, maybe. Short Round's cousin is what you might get for what they were thinking is. Like, what? But it's like, that's the legit thing. Like, the entire movie, that was the only thing I was kind of like upset about. I was like, why is that Cassandra Cain? That was it.
I have a minor gripe. Like, aside from Cassandra Cain, for as many steps forward as we've taken in the comic book genre, I kind of don't like that this movie killed off Zaz and Black Mask. Now, I get it. Like, what I said earlier about you could, because of Harley as an unreliable narrator, you could write this whole movie off as just like a story that she told someone one day.
Yeah.
But still, these two actors were so good playing these characters that, like, unless they're like brought back by like the Lazarus Pit or some other comic book nonsense, like this may just be our only chance to see them play these characters.
Yeah, and it's weird because how they're going now, it's very clear that if you're a Batman character that is not cast in a movie with Batman in the title, they probably don't have plans for you. Like, I myself would be very okay if randomly, if Poison Ivy showed up in the next Harley Quinn movie. I don't see that happening, but I'd be happy.
Harley Quinn is going to appear in the Suicide Squad, but after that, I want her next movie to be Harley and Ivy.
Be awesome. It would be awesome. And I could see James Gunn setting that up. James Gunn would get a big kick out of that.
Mm. I wonder if Ivy is going to be in the Suicide Squad, because Gunn has not confirmed who is playing who.
Mm-hmm. Like, didn't he say for sure? Didn't he confirm who was playing King Shark?
Maybe.
I want to say he confirmed who Michael Rooker was playing. I could be wrong, but I know that he's kind of said at least who's in it, right?
Yeah, like we have a general breakdown of the cast. We just don't know who any one actor is playing.
Okay.
Like, not counting recurring roles.
Yeah. And man, I always get in a lull in between these DC movies because they don't come out as much, to where I don't know, like, if I'm going to be excited or not. And like, I've been excited one after one with these, and now I have to wait for freaking Suicide Squad.
Actually, that's not true. Wonder Woman 84 is a few months away.
Oh yeah, crap! I forgot all about that. Then how far away is Suicide Squad after that?
Suicide Squad is,
because they're like still shooting that, isn't it?
Um,
because I remember I saw a tweet from James Gunn when someone sent him, please
August
use
6th, 2021.
2021, because someone sent him a message going, please use Deathstroke. And he sent him a message back going, it's a little late for request considering we only have 2 months of filming left. Man, I hope that we still get Joe Manganiello as Deathstroke somehow.
Same.
Man,
maybe James Gunn is just playing close to the chest, and he already has like a small role.
I hope so. Man, I hope so. Because that was such a good casting. Everyone was like, it should be Stephen Lang. I'm like,
too old.
He's too old. You wanted him for Cable too, and then we got Josh Brolin, and then magically everybody forgot that Stephen Lang existed. Just saying.
Although I gotta say, the actor who played Deathstroke on Titans season 2, all due respect to Manu Bennett, but the guy who plays Deathstroke in Titans, he's kind of the best Deathstroke we've had.
Yeah, he got more of the, I don't want to say crotchetiness of Deathstroke, like kind of more of a professionalism. Like Manu Bennett just seemed like he was more of a revenge-driven mercenary.
Mm-hmm.
This Deathstroke seemed like it was a lot more like he fit the mold of what the comic book, like, this guy has been through some stuff. And he's not taking your crap, your kids, and he's done dealing with you.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I liked that a lot.
So final thoughts on Birds of Prey and the fantabulous emancipation of one Harley Quinn?
Take this with a grain of salt. I did not hate Suicide Squad. I did not love Suicide Squad. I thought it was a movie that I was okay with. If you hated Suicide Squad, you should still go see this movie. If you loved Suicide Squad, you should still go see this movie. No matter what, you should go see this movie. To me, whether you like Suicide Squad or not, this movie had a lot better of an idea of what the hell it wanted to be.
Mm-hmm.
Do they hammer down a little bit too hard sometimes on, you're a woman and you're useless unless you got a man? Yeah, do they hammer that a little bit too hard sometimes? But the overall message of Harley getting off on her own is good. In the whole, like we said, the action's great. It's gruesome when it wants to be. There are moments that, like, God, man, I can't think straight when I try and think of it. It's so funny. People, if you could somehow sneak into a theater to just see the last 20 minutes of this movie, just to see the Ace Ventura like dart scene from Call the Wild or When Nature Calls, but in Harley version, it's so good. All of the actors knew exactly what they wanted to be and what these characters are. You should just go see this. It will change your mind on some of the aspects from Suicide Squad if you didn't like it. Like, if you're just hearing from all these people that Suicide Squad was garbage, so you don't want to give this a shot and you never saw Suicide Squad, Harley was one of the best parts in Suicide Squad, and it shows in this movie.
Oh, yeah.
Please, go see this. That's my final thoughts. Like 8 out of 10. It doesn't try to.
I would honestly go as high as 9.5 after seeing this movie twice.
Whoa.
Yeah, after seeing this movie twice, and I'm probably going a third time next weekend because God, this movie was so good. Like, it's if we're just counting DC movies from like 2013 to the present, Birds of Prey is like right up there with Shazam, Joker, I guess, and Wonder Woman. Like, I think my top 5 would be Shazam and Birds of Prey. Are gonna tie. Like, ask me another day, and my answer will be different. Mm-hmm. So number 1 and 2 are Birds of Prey and Shazam. Number 3 is Wonder Woman. Number 4 would be Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice. And number 5 would be Aquaman. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Man of Steel would be number 5. Number 6 is Aquaman.
You're still missing one.
Justice League?
You didn't mention Justice League. Every time I talk to someone about DC movies, they forget Justice League exists. It happens every time.
I also didn't mention Suicide Squad, but that's...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Suicide Squad and Justice League are on the bottom.
Okay, I'll attempt to come up with my quick listing here in a little bit. Can you at least agree with me? To me, in the last 10 minutes or so of, like, 10, 20 minutes of Justice League, in my opinion, the best Superman committed to film is in the last 20 minutes of that. He's so good. Just lifting the building with a smile on his face, going by the Flash while he's helping a truck. There is one line in there that it's the most old school golden age Superman thing I've ever heard in my life. He just got done, like I said, carrying a building of people away from this with a smile on his face, asking people whatever. And then he comes back in while they're fighting Steppenwolf and goes, "This guy's still bothering you?" And he zooms in and just, boom, decks him clean across the room. I was like, that is Superman. You guys have him nailed right here. Do this a whole movie. You have him right there. And I'm just like, no one will listen to me. They're just like, BVS was bad. I'm like, if you like Superman, please give him that last 20 minutes. Henry Cavill nails it. Oh, it's so good. But okay, we're gonna do rankings here. Probably Wonder Woman's my number 1.
Okay.
Shazam and Birds of Prey are right under it. I actually like Justice League more than I like BVS.
Okay.
I gotta make sure I get this right. Okay. Shazam, bleh. Wonder Woman, Birds of Prey, and Shazam, Okay, Aquaman, then Justice League,
Okay.
then BVS, Man of Steel, Suicide
And-
Squad. Did I miss any?
You didn't count Joker?
I did. Oh yeah, I suppose I didn't count Joker. Joker would be above all of them
All
if
right.
I'm counting Joker. That movie is something else. I can't even. It is really hard to judge it against it. But man, Joker's really good. There's a reason why we started back up our reviews with Joker.
Yeah, with Joker.
But yeah, man, if they just keep going in this direction, just keep doing those little movies, come up with a fun idea, patch them in, do a little bit better with your characters. I'm okay with minor changes like skin color, like Black Canary. Had no problems. But have them resemble it a little bit. Don't pull this Cassandra Cain crap again.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, you're fine. Just don't do that again. Which we didn't mention Gail Simone's comment.
Oh yeah,
Both of
basically, our thoughts basically echo what Gail Simone had to say. She also just really loved the movie, but took issue with, she took issue with things like how Cassandra Cain was portrayed and the absence at large of Barbara Gordon, because she's a founding member of the Birds of Prey.
She is, and if they start out the next movie, this is my dream scenario here for how they start out that next movie. If they make a Birds of Prey movie, which God, I hope they do, you just have them coming back from that thing at the warehouse. They just walk into a room and Oracle's there. You can fix it.
Yeah.
Just have that be their first mission. Like them walking out the door, she hits a headset. It says Barb, Oracle, something. Also, one thing we didn't mention before we leave, the end credit voice recording.
Oh yeah.
It's not even a scene. It's just a line.
Yeah, it's just a voiceover, and
it's weird.
It kind of reminds me. I don't want to give away a recurring gag in the animated series, but it sounds like she was going to say something along the lines of Batman F's something.
Yeah, or they were going to say, by the way, Bruce Wayne is, or Batman is, they were just going to say his secret identity, and I was like, are you trying to act like we don't know what it is and you're cutting it off so that Harley doesn't give the secret away? That to me was kind of funny. And like, I sat in there with a buddy of mine who hated Suicide Squad, by the way, thought it was the most adorable thing on the planet and liked this movie. And then all of a sudden he had to go and he's like, I need to leave. There is an after credit thing. I know what it is, but you'll like it. And then he walks out. I was expecting something big. And I'm like, because again, man, I hate that these still show up on my newsfeed. Everyone, for the love of God, stop going to Cosmic Book News and we have this covered. For the love of God, stop. Because the names of these articles were, with the after credit scene, we get tie-ins for how Harley Quinn has to deal with. Are you kidding me?
Stop it. Nope.
No. Don't click these articles. They're getting money because they're baiting you people. They're making money off of you doing dumb decisions. Stop. Please. We'll say this PSA at the end of almost every comic book movie. Stop going to We Got This Covered or Cosmic Book News. If anything sounds like they had to fight really hard to come up with a title for their newsreel, for their news website,
at all.
Don't read it. If it's not Variety, Screen Rant, Hollywood Reporter, or Screen Crush, I guess sometimes, don't read it. Or Joe Blow. Joe Blow's pretty good too. Collider.
The Wrap. Basically anything with like credibility.
With credibility. And then you can tell there's credibility for how they actually title their stuff. What the end credit scene means. Which, no, I shouldn't say that. Because sometimes it's bullcrap because you have the end credit scene and you know exactly what it means and they're getting you to click it to where they're like, you know what it means, but we're going to explain it for the people that don't. Hardy har har.
Or more accurately, people who didn't watch the movie.
Exactly. which if you didn't watch the movie, why do you want to know what happens in the end credit scene? But okay, that's enough of that. I think we can both say, go watch this movie. We really liked it. It was good. It's a fun time. You don't gotta have your thinking cap on, grab some popcorn and watch an actual felt like a DC R-rated movie. Because it was.
Yeah.
It felt like it. One thing I will say before we go, I'm really shocked that at some point when she has that Garand or whatever, that M22 that she carries into the police station, I was really shocked that at some point she didn't accidentally load an explosive into that thing and then blow somebody away.
Yeah. Like I think that might be the only scene where if taken out of context, you wouldn't know the movie's R-rated.
No, that seems like they cleaned that up to be in a PG-13 movie. That shocked the crap out of me. I was like, she just shot glitter at people. Give or take, that matches Harley. But I was really shocked that she didn't go, oops, wrong cartridge, and then put something else in. But yeah, like we said, go see it. We just ranted for about 45 minutes about how much we liked it and didn't like one or two things.
Mm-hmm.
It was really good. And then... And I can't. That was Rufy. That's Rufio's niece.
Yeah.
I feel. Newsflash. I feel old. All right, Michael K. Where can they reach you?
You can find me on Twitter at Captain K42, Letterboxd Coach K42, and on Facebook just search for Michael K. in all the various movie groups. You know where to find me.
You will. Me at. I'm really bad at this. Organoid Zero. I am horrible at this. There we go. Everywhere at that. If you're watching this live, go to that YouTube channel. If you're on this YouTube channel, you already found me. Thanks for watching, you guys. Sonic will be next weekend, so be expecting that. I'm getting really excited.
Same.
Not gonna lie. We'll see you guys next time. Catch you later.